What is up, Patriots? How is everyone doing this evening? I am not going to be on long, but I want to share just a couple things with you guys. I am not sure how long this will stay up because I am sharing news, but I want to share this with you guys because I feel like it's important. So, what we know is that the Biden administration still is not calling what is happening at the border a crisis. On multiple occasions, as a matter of fact, every time Jen Psaki is questioned about there being a crisis at the border, her response is that children seeking a better path forward or children seeking to get away from whatever it is that they're facing is not a crisis. It is our duty and responsibility as American citizens to take care of these children, and so on and so forth. Let me give you my opinion on that. I have a heart in my chest. I feel for people. I have empathy. But it is not the job of America to take care of other countries, unless and until we have taken care of our own people. Somebody take a drive through California and let me know how well the homeless people are doing down there. Because just from the photos that I've seen, they're not doing great. So, and let's not forget to mention the fact that there are, veterans that served this country. Some of them lost limbs. Obviously, several of them lost friends right next to them, but they're not being taken care of, and that's not a priority. So that's a problem for me. But let's go ahead and listen to this. I found this today, and I want you guys to hear this. Actually, let me reshare it because I want to make sure that I get the sound. I want to have to go back through all this again. It's disgraceful. All right, here we go.
Exclusive on the crisis at the border. Our first look at video inside one of the facilities that has been overwhelmed by the surge in migrants. Our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, is outside that facility. It's in Donna, Texas. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hi, Robin. Good morning to you. Yeah, we were out late last night talking to migrants who just crossed. We talked to young children, 2 boys, 7 and 9 years old. They are traveling by themselves. And there are so many children just like them who will likely end up in facilities just like this one behind me, severely overcrowded, no place for a child. Inside this tent facility on the southern border, so many children, they are sleeping on floors, side by side, huddled under foil blankets. The Biden administration refusing to allow journalists in to see for themselves, sources providing this first look. This video shot by Customs and Border Protection last week, obtained exclusively by ABC News. Only 250 people are supposed to be held here. Instead, there are close to 4,000. Some families, mostly unaccompanied minors, traveling alone, from teenage boys to infants. Here, toddlers in a playpen being watched by a caretaker. The kids made the treacherous journey all the way from Central America, hoping to claim asylum. Inside, they get medical checks. They line up one by one for food. This video showing girls at a center in El Paso exercising outside. But this is no place for children, crammed into pods, one pod housing more than 400 boys. The White House says they're working as quickly as possible to move these kids into shelters and homes, calling in FEMA for help. But under fire from critics who say they didn't do enough to plan for the surge after overturning many of Trump's hardline immigration policies, the administration still refuses to call the situation a crisis.
Well, children presenting at our border who are fleeing violence, who are fleeing prosecution, who are fleeing terrible situations is not a crisis.
At the border, we're with authorities on patrol, and the children just keep coming.
¿De dónde vienes? Honduras.
Okay, hold up 1 second. So they showed that there are children that are infants. How exactly is it that infant children, flee a country because of bad situations? How did they do that? Did they crawl? They crawl through Mexico and from wherever they came from, and then that's how they get to America? You want me to buy that? Okay, I'm going to continue now.
This family telling me they've been traveling for more than a month, walking most of the way.
Cansado, ¿verdad? No.
He tells me he's not tired. He says he's ready to keep walking.
¿Listo para caminar más? Sí.
And just up the road, an even larger group. In it, these two boys, 9 and 10 years old, both traveling alone, walking for more than a month. The group has taken them in, promising to keep them safe. The boys show me phone numbers of family members in the U.S. they soon hope to find. One written on a hat.
This is his grandfather's phone number.
The other written inside his pocket.
It's right here in his pants. ¿Tienen miedo?
I ask, are you scared? Yes, they tell me, very. They are scared and they are hungry. The Border Patrol takes them into custody after we met them. They got brought to a place like this facility here behind me. We are seeing so many kids being housed in these facilities way past the 3 days that they are legally allowed to be here. After a place like this, they get put into a more child-friendly location, like a shelter or a foster care system where the government tries to reunite them with their family. That can take up to a month, sometimes over a month. This is a really complicated process. Robin, I will never forget, I can tell you, I will never forget the faces of those little boys.
I know that you won't. Thank you.
How can anybody look at that actual live footage? You saw videos. It was live footage of the situation at the border and say, number one, there's not a crisis. Number two, not understand what started the crisis. Joe Biden started this. He removed the stay in Mexico order. If you didn't know that, now you know. He's trying to blame Donald Trump. It wasn't Donald Trump. Donald Trump was building a border wall. Guess what Joe Biden stopped? The border wall. He ran on the premise that he would open the borders. This is disgraceful. It's disgusting. You have to be some kind of evil person to make promises like that and then let little children walk by themselves, 9 and 10 years old by themselves, to probably be trafficked in the end. And just, it's not a crisis. It's no big deal. We can handle it. You know what you could have done to handle it? Not changed anything, because it was under control. And guess what, Joe? Now it's not under control anymore. And you're failing miserably. And you're right, Pam. We do have American children that are homeless, scared, and starving. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not saying that these people should be able to come in. I don't think they should. But I do want to expose how sick our leadership is to allow this to happen with a signature. Executive order. It's fine. Open the border. And then to turn around and say, no, stay where you are, don't come here, after hundreds of thousands of people have already traveled because you said that they could. They're counting on you, Joe. Where are you at? What are you going to do? That's what I want to know. What are you going to do? That's all I got, you guys. Hashtag save our children. Please share this video. I'll catch you guys next time.